Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome to a video where today we'll talk about the cars that we think will go up in value. Now this is sort of what cars that we think you could invest in that might go up, but we're not saying that you should, because you might lose a lot of money if you try to use our ideas.
This is not an investment video or investment advice video or anything like that, but we hope you enjoy it anyway, and this is just going to be some interesting stuff, because we're expecting if you watch this video, you might not be able to afford some of the cars we're talking about.
Alright, so you want to give us your first car that you think will go up in value?
I think Carrera GT. Porsche Carrera GT, because I think the Carrera GT is the last manual supercar, one of the last manual supercars, and there's some other ones I might talk about later, but it's one of the last manual supercars. It's got a V10, it sounds amazing, looks amazing, it's got the open top, it's got active aero, it's a cool looking thing. I've seen them before and they look amazing. You can get them super nice colors like a yellow color, and they're just like, but now, I mean like at one point they were like a $250,000 car, now they're approaching $1 million.
Some already have gone up in value.
Some have gone, or some, yeah, so they already have gone up in value, but I do think the Carrera GT is going to go up a lot more. I think it could be a $2 million car in the next 10 years. I think it's going way up in value just because it's just the last manual supercar. I would love to own one someday.
Like the Mac F1? Or I should call it the Mac.
McLaren F1, which we might talk about later. And another, like, one thing is the McLaren F1 will always be going up in value. It'll never, I don't know, because I wonder $20 million, like, how much more are you willing to pay for that car? I love that car. I wouldn't pay $20 million. For $20 million, you get yourself such a crazy garage. But anyway, when you have enough money and you already have $40 million worth of cars, why not add an F1?
Yeah. So my next, my next
nomination,
the next suggestion on this list would be anything manual.
Yeah,
so the manual Hellcat I think would be worth more than the other Hellcats that you can get at the time.
Except for maybe a Dodge Demon.
I mean, just like this is just Hellcat, it's not manual, or not the Demon technically. So the Hellcat manual,
if there ever was a manual wide body Hellcat built, that would be that would be the most valuable Hellcat, but I don't think there ever was.
Yeah. Some people like it without the wide body better.
Yeah.
So the manual Hellcat, the manual Gallardo, the manual Murcielago, manual 360. I don't think
manual 599.
Yeah, the manual 599. I don't think there was a manual 430. Was there?
There might have been actually.
I'm not sure.
There probably wasn't one manual 430. If there is one, we'll put a picture of one on the screen.
If there isn't one, we'll tell you here.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think anything with a manual transmission will be going up.
Yeah,
it's just the manual.
Cars are getting less and less.
Manual is kind of dying out. Like every month you hear something that's gotten. No more manual anymore. It's not really. We're not criticizing that decision so much because it is because you have to make money for your car manufacturer. And if no one's buying a manual, maybe you should make the manual. But it would be nice to still have manual transmissions in cars around. But it is getting a bit out of date. So, and especially with all the electric cars coming out. So I definitely think that's going to be.
Cars are getting more and more automated now. You know, you have the weird thing to hold the brake while you're at stoplight or whatever.
Yeah. It is interesting. If you compare like a modern McLaren to like the Senna to the F1, like the F1 GTR, I would say could be faster around the track as the Senna in some ways. I don't know. It's just fast. It's so fast. I don't know.
That was weird. But
you have to test that. But I would say though that the F1 GTR is different in a way that it'll go really fast if you drive it properly. But the Senna, as long as they have some, as long as they know how to drive, you could drive somewhat fast around the racetrack. I know you beat the F1 pretty easily, I think. But it's funny because like now a supercar is like a thing that's not a challenge to drive. So challenging supercars are what I would say. The Murcielago, the Diablo.
There's them.
The Diablo is a crazy one. I mean that not that I'm saying you should drive that every day, but it might be kind of, especially kind of a trail to drive cars like that can be a little whoa. Like cars like the 911 Turbo, all these ones.
You mean like the 930 Turbo?
930 Turbo. Like all the cars have the crazy turbo lag and everything. I think those cars are going up too. Challenging cars. Challenging, not cars. You could buy. There are cars that are bad to drive because they're challenging to drive because they're bad. But like good supercars that are still scary, kind of.
They're like difficult to drive.
Yeah, like Murcielago.
Requires some skill to drive. Do you have another suggestion? Anything?
I would definitely say. I would say this is an interesting one. The Toyota GR Yaris. Because I have read a lot of reviews of GR Yaris and watched a lot of videos on GR Yaris at this point. I think it is maybe like, there might not be another car that comes like this, but I think it's a modern equivalent of a Renault 5 Turbo, Peugeot 205, maybe even an Audi Quattro, in the way that it is a four-wheel drive manual rally homologation special car. And it looks cool, and it's very fast. It's funny you compare a normal Yaris to the GR Yaris. They're a completely different world. But It was the same thing with a Renault 5 and a Renault 5 Turbo. I think the GR Yaris, you never know. I mean, like in 20 years, I love the GR Yaris, hopefully. I mean, who knows what that'll be worth in 25 years. But when they are allowed to come here in America because of the import rules, or maybe I'll get in the show and display list or something. But even then, when they come here, I expect people will pay a lot of money for them because they're such a hyped up car. And it's probably worth that hype.
It's like a show display car, exactly. But even then, I guess.
I mean, they're only building 500, I think.
Yeah, but it will be one way to get one here anyway.
Yeah, in 25 years, I guess, if you wait.
I mean, if you were to use show display.
Yeah, and of course there is rumors of a Corolla GR, which could be like a crazy Corolla, which I think would go up a lot too if they made.
Of course, if they made more of those, then that might bring down the GR Yaris value.
But of course, the GR Corolla might not get sold in the UK, so people in the UK might want the Corolla, and people here might want the Yaris. I know I like the Yaris better. As long as the Corolla is 2-door, that would be good.
So next car thing to go up in value is special edition cars.
Oh yeah, special editions. Like in what special editions?
Like it's the Mercedes Black Series, the Lamborghini, some of the SVs and SVJs.
I don't know what the SVJ.
I mean, it's actually there's only one SVJ out there. It's only, well, there's two. The Mirror SVJ was the thing technically.
Yeah.
There's not many of those out there.
The Aventador SVJ. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, not sure about the Aventador SVJ, but that's just SVs.
Yeah, because
Like
the Aventador SVJ they built someone new.
Yeah.
They'll go up in value, but not too quickly.
So yeah, the SVs, SVJs, not the SVJs, sorry, the SVs, Black Series. The Ferrari doesn't really have something like that, do they? Well, I guess they have some limited edition cars.
Like the Speciale, the Pista.
Yeah, the Speciale is pretty rare compared to the Pista, I think, right?
I don't know. I know the Speciale was very rare. Those cars are going up.
Yeah. So I think the Murcielago SV is already pretty high up there because there were so few of them. The Apple SV, I'm not entirely sure what level those are at. The Aventador SV, I think that'll go up compared to the SVJ because of there's less of them. I'm not sure if the Roadster or Coupe will go up in value depending on which one people want, I guess. I don't know which one's going to be more popular. The Mercedes Black Series, now I'm not sure the GT Black Series is going to go up as much as, say, the C63 SL65 Black Series or the what's the other one?
There are a lot of them.
SLS Black Series.
Yeah.
I think those three.
I think the SLS will go up in value the most.
Those three are like the most powerful ones that aren't the GT Black Series, because the GT Black Series is kind of even though it's very fast, there's a lot of them compared to the other Black Series. I think they've said that the production was going to be pretty high.
I think it's actually going to be an unlimited production model,
Something like that.
But because they're so expensive, not many people they're not expecting less. They're expecting less than 1,000 people to buy them, I think.
Yeah.
I don't. So I would say that with the Black Series models, one thing I don't like about the GT Black Series, and the reason why I don't think it's gonna be in the future is appealing, because all other AMG Black Series, look at them, they're essentially an AMG. Like they take a car like a C63 AMG or an SL63 AMG, they put a wide body kit. Like they put a wide body kit. Sometimes they put a giant wing, and they put aero bits, and they put we all saw this in the CLK DTM, which is another car I think will go up in value. They just had crazy wings and wide body kits and everything. The AMG GT Black Series is almost like a GT2 RS, because the Black Series are not the fastest cars, but they look crazy and they actually drive crazy. But this car is like a GT2 RS and it's meant to go fast. The GT2 RS and this will be fun to drive. They're not going to be as fun maybe as like a, say, SLS Black Series with its crazy engine noises and
Because
everything about it.
The GT Black Series almost seems, like from what I've seen the picture of the interior, just how it drives, it seems that it's almost more, not restrained, because it's crazier than all the previous Black Series. It looks crazy, it drives crazy. I think with all the technology it has in it, compared to previous ones, the previous ones almost seem like, old. Not old, but
because the new Black Series hasn't come in so many years.
Yeah, they seem like, well, I guess that's one thing, they do seem old, so there's a massive gap between the SLS and the GT Black Series. But I think that the old cars almost seem like cruisers / track cars / like drift, burnout, drag racer cars, you know? Like they seem really just kind of like, I'll try to think of a way to put this, but basically it's like,
a tuner car.
A tuner car, yeah, that's the way to put it. A tuner
car.
car. It seems more like a tuner car, while the GT Black Series seems like a production supercar. While the C63, the SL65, and the well, not so much the SLS, but those two at least seem like tuner cars in the sense that the GT seems like a production supercar, while the SLS seems kind of in between, I guess.
Yeah, I think the AMG Black Series will be going up. Another car I think would be going up in value would be classic BMWs, and the reason why, you heard of all the BMW marketing craziness that's been going on. They're making ugly looking cars like the iX They're just not like they're like right now being like and the new 4 Series and 3 Series are fast cars. But I don't like the way they look.
M4 and M3.
Yeah, M4 and M3 and even 4 Series and 3 Series.
Okay, I'm not sure how fast they were, but
they're pretty quick, but they're not fast really.
Yeah, really.
But the M3 and M4 are very fast. But just those 4 Series cars don't look that good. There's just the BMW just got a lot of problems going on with them. So I think the classic BMWs will go up to, like the E39 M5 BMWs. They already were going up. The what else?
E30 M3.
The E30 M3. Obviously that car's going up a lot. I mean I think another one is.
Yeah, that's already kind of gone up.
There some nicest ones are already kind of in the region of 150,000. But then there's the original M5. I'm not sure how much those are worth exactly, but those are pretty. I think definitely shooting up in value, or it will shoot up in value. I definitely think the original classic BMWs, even maybe eventually older X5s and stuff, because I know there were some X5s that even had manual transmissions, and car enthusiasts would look for those, obviously. So I definitely think, especially even the old BMW 8 Series that had a V12, like those kind of cars. Not that the M8's not a good car. Like those cars will be really kind of, they'll really go up in value because well BMW's kind of a bit of a mess now. I think that
well something of a mess as a brand. The cars aren't horrible as far as I know.
the cars are just not looking good.
Yeah, some of them look good, like the M5, the M8. Those look pretty nice.
Some are looking
X7.
Some are turning out kind of.
Yeah, some look kind of funny, like the X6 and the X4 and the
7
like
Series is a bit weird now with the grills. They're a bit big.
The another car I have that will go up in value, the Acura Integra Type R, because it's kind of like if you compare it to the modern Civic Type R, obviously neither one looks like. Well, I like this. I like Civic Type R's look, but I don't think I like the Civic Type R's looks. But I don't think anybody, or most people, I don't think most people think either one looks especially pretty. You know, the Integra looks kind of weird. Those 4 circular headlights and all that. You know, but I think that Integra is going to go up. So even if you compare it to the Civic, not as in looks, but just as in performance. But if you compare it in performance terms, the Integra, even though it had less horsepower, it revved like 8,500 horsepower. 8,500 horsepower. 8,500 RPM. 8,500 RPM or something like that. You know, it was super high revving. It had the VTEC. As compared to the modern Civic Type R, which revs a lot lower than that. I'm not sure what the exact number is. And also, it's kind of a crazier car. It's still manual, obviously. Yeah, the new Civic. I think it was just kind of a crazier car, and it's kind of a fun sports car that you had to kind of drive to get. You had to drive it properly to get everything out of it. Compared to modern cars like the Civic Type R or the Golf GTI or anything that's like a manual. That's a cheap, like low budget performance car. I think the Integra was kind of a car you really had to push it to get all the performance out of it.
Yeah, because I think the Integra Type R would be another.
Well, the Integra
Type R, not so much a normal Integra, but I think the Integra Type R is interesting. It almost looks like a little mini race car. It's got styling almost like a little British sports car type thing. But it's funny because it's front wheel drive. It looks like it would be rear wheel drive and everything. Front wheel drive, tiny little punchy 4-cylinder. It would be a fun car. I definitely think those are going up in value. Another car I would talk about would be Porsches. A lot of Porsches going up. I'm not saying I think Porsches that aren't going to do too well are SUVs and the Taycan and stuff after in the future.
Well, the early ones might do okay.
The early manual ones, yeah, like there are
manual SUVs.
There are some manual K9s out there, so those might go up in value. But I don't know the SUVs and sedans, not really.
Yeah.
But I do think that I think the wagon Panameras hold their value well because they're not like common, somewhat well, because at least better because they're not common. But I would say
around here in the US. I'm not sure about in Europe.
I would say though that all the Porsche 911 manual ones are going up. Obviously 911R, the GT3 RS4, which are all great sounding, great looking, great driving cars. I mean, I think some of them are already up to like $700,000. I would say with those cars, all those 911s are just going to go shoot up in value because they're like, 911 is an iconic car. It's one of my favorite sports cars. I think in some ways it's more iconic than the Camaro or Mustang, and just that the ways it's like, it's all over the world too because it's not just in America.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are cars like there are like sports cars that have in England that are like the Lotus Elan and everything are well known there.
Yeah.
They're not well known here. So I definitely think that the Porsches are shooting value. And another one, if I don't mind nominating one more car, it would definitely be the Veyrons. Because the Veyrons are have kind of dropped in value a little. They haven't really gone up. I definitely think they will go up because they were in some ways the fastest car in the world.
Well, they were always the fastest car.
They were always fast car in the world. That or not.
Yeah.
But at one point they had all the records smashed. Every record that you could was smashed by the Veyron, obliterated. Really, I think that it was the fastest car since the F1 or whatever, essentially, or maybe it was some Koenigsegg's, but early ones. But I think the Veyron is going to go up in value a lot, especially versions like the Vitesse and stuff. But I think even normal Veyron, if you can call it that will go up in value a lot too.
Yeah. All right, so I have a few more suggestions. The first one would be the modern performance cars that are limited run or just like have to be limited run. For example, a 2020 Corvette happened to be really limited run because of a work strike or something like that. You know?
Yeah, because that's true. Like some people might be like, oh yeah, they only built 500. That's because of some reason. Like there's gonna be tons of like the model year. You're saying
Model year.
there's gonna be tons of 2021 CA Corvette, but not that many 2020.
Yeah, so that might go up. And then also similar to that, the Durango Hellcat. It's only getting made for 2021. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure production ends in June.
Yeah. So that one I think will go up in the future. Another one I think is even not I mean like partially for its craziness, but also partially because it's gonna be rare. It's not gonna be like a normal Durango common. I mean it's gonna be not common anyway. I think it's not gonna be like it's gonna be rare. So yeah, I think it'll go up just because of the rarity of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then also my second thing will be the first generation of modern muscle cars, like the early Challengers. I already said Challenger, or I mean the Hellcat manual. I think the early first gen modern Camaro, like the 2010 or whatever that was, and the not so much the Mustang, maybe just the Camaro and the Challenger. I'm not really sure about the Mustang because the 2015 era, whatever that was, Mustang, that wasn't really known as a really great car or anything.
Or I mean, it's a good car, like G500 and stuff, G50, but it's almost become in some ways what it looks as a sports car more than a muscle car.
Yeah, the Mustang. I think the Camaro too. Like that Camaro anyway was sort of a muscle car. Today's Camaro is sort of a sports car to that extent.
Yeah.
The so I think those two will go up. Maybe they like the modern current generation Mustang, the early ones that were like the manual ones. I mean, I guess they still sell that today, so that technically wasn't the thing. I'm not sure if they still sell manual Camaros and Hellcats. I'm not sure about that. Actually, I never really thought about that, but I think those will go up. The first generation.
I think they may still sell
Camaro.
the manual ZL1.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I definitely think Camaro, unfortunately, had that weird facelift to it that made it look quite ugly.
Yeah.
So if it keeps looking like that, then yeah, I definitely.
I think just the original, the 2010 or whatever
Yeah.
it was, one that would look pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did this 2017 Camaro
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's our video on which cars we think will go up in value. If you're here till the end, thanks for staying so long. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more car videos, discussions like this, please subscribe and our opinions on new cars too. And if you wanna, and we will see you next week.